Welcome back to Tendencies. I am your host, Jay Suave.
And I am Jay Reese.
And what a week it's been in the sports world. We're going to tell you all about it. I want to start off with some NBA things. The Celtics beating the Warriors by 52 points, guys. Set a record with this being their third 50-point win this season. It was Tatum's 26th birthday, so he won't be in them under 25 conversations no more. He ended up having 27 points. If you were watching the game, you saw Jaylen Brown went insane in the first quarter, and he ended up with 29 points. They had a franchise record of 44 points at halftime, and even had a 51 lead at some point. And they were 10-0 right before this. They let 11-0 as their streak right now. And I want to ask, after what we've seen throughout this team all year, they're ranked ninth in all-time net rating, and they're one of the true teams that we've seen like truly be elite this year. They
Mhm.
passed the 40-20 test, and this is probably going to be the best chance that the Celtics have. They're going to win it, and it has to be this year. So I want to kind of hear your thoughts on if the Celtics can really do it or who you have coming out the East besides them.
Yeah, they definitely are the favorites coming out the East, which is totally understandable. Like they're playing incredible basketball. They're playing better than every other team in the East right now. And the- these guys are a hard team to beat, you know. Um, like you said, they had dropped 50 on the Warriors, which, the Warriors were hot. The time they played, the Warriors had won some like how many games Warriors win in a row? They won a few in a row. I think they were 11-2 or something like that. The Warriors, probably not 11-2, but they had a mean streak going on. The Warriors, and then I know you and Lotto were going back and forth because he's a Warriors fan. He's like, we better smoke y'all. And then the chat was real quiet that day. Whenever
Oh,
he
dang,
seen
chat was real
the
quiet.
score
We
at
was in the
halftime,
party watching the game.
but
We was in the party watching the game.
yeah, they're still my probably the favorites to win the East. And I don't blame no one to saying that. Like I think they're the favorites as well. But to win the chip is a different conversation. They are have a very good chance. Like you said, this is their best chance to win a championship, which is this year. They have one of the best teams in the league. But I think those teams in the West are a little stronger than the Warriors. Like I'm not saying the Thunder's gonna make it, but I like the Thunder, the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the Wolves. Those are all really strong teams, and I think those teams, if they all stay healthy when the playoffs start, it's going to be really hard for the Celtics to win a chip. But this is the last year for the Celtics to win 5 chips for Jaylen Brown, so they gotta get on that. But
No cap.
also in the NBA, staying in the East, the Heat were 8-3 in the month of February, and they are currently the seventh seed in the East, which we were the fifth seed last week, but then we had lost, I think, to the Nuggets. So we went back down to seven. But we're in a good spot right now. Hopefully we can get up to that sixth spot at least so we don't have to worry about the play-in once that go ahead and start. But Jimmy's out there cooking. We have Jovic out there in the starting lineup, and he's playing really well. Um Jaime Jaquez, we've been talking about how great he's been playing. Bam's been playing great. Bam being a finalist to be on that Team USA roster. But where do you think the Heat will kind of end up by the time the playoffs start? And do you think they're going to make any like a real legitimate playoff push once the playoff starts?
It really depends on who they play, because y'all are what, at 7 or 6 right now.
Seven. Right now we're at seven.
So that I'm pretty sure the team above y'all is who. It doesn't matter. I know the team above y'all has only had literally y'all have the same record.
Hmm.
So it's like y'all only need one game to be at 6. And I'm thinking the first three seeds stay the same. So it's gonna be Boston, Milwaukee, and the 76ers. Y'all can definitely beat
The
the
Sixers are
76ers
five,
in a
five right now.
series.
Honestly, I checked
Really?
earlier. Yeah, they're five right now. So
So
barring
for
anything
let me
crazy
because
happen.
the Cavs are at 2.
Hmm.
Because the Cavs are at 2, I'm pretty sure. But where I see the Heat standing, I just think whenever the play-in starts, the Heat are going to be the best team in the play-in because you're going to
Hmm.
have Miami, you're going to have Atlanta, and you're going to have I'm pretty sure Brooklyn and Chicago too.
Yeah.
So if Brooklyn doesn't make it, I'll be surprised. But I think that those teams are going to be in it. I don't know if y'all pull out that stretch to where y'all get out of the play-in, but
Hmm.
it's a definite possibility. And whoever's at three, I think y'all can definitely. I think that's a game. I think that's a series that y'all can win. Whoever's at three, those
Hmm.
first two seeds are finna be probably the toughest teams y'all
Yeah.
face. But if y'all can go ahead and beat that third seed, if y'all are there first go round,
Hmm.
then y'all might put some run for people's money. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not scared of the Heat at all. At least for the Celtics, a team I'd probably be honestly Celtics gonna run through the East. I ain't gonna lie because I look at teams like the Cavaliers, they're the second seed. I look at teams like the New York Knicks. All of their wins are coming from teams that are under 500.
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure the Cavs were like 24 and like 3 from teams that were under 500. And that's literally probably 65% of their wins, you know?
Yeah, I feel like the
So
team that
even if
would
y'all
probably
play that,
give you my bad. I said that, but the team that probably would give you the biggest run for your money will probably be the 76ers when Joel comes back. Right now, they're not gonna be that much of a threat because their best player, the MVP type player that they have on the roster, isn't playing because he's injured. But that team was moving once when Joel was playing. Bro was averaging like 30 some points, having an amazing year.
Greek
So once he
average.
comes back. So once he comes back, I definitely think they'll give you the biggest run for your money because even though that the Bucks have found their stride right now and the Celtics are I'm not Celtics, the Cavs are cooking too. I definitely think that 76ers team right now with Joel Embiid is just a different kind of beast that will probably be the most challenging for the Celtics by the time playoffs come. But I'm not gonna count out Jimmy Butler in them because Jimmy Butler really turns up a notch whenever he becomes the best player in the league whenever it's playoff time. But
Yeah, bro. And I ain't gonna forget, he said that y'all would be playing 97 or 98 games this year.
mhm.
So I'm gonna hold it to him. I still got that tweet bookmarked. So if y'all lose in the playoffs, ooh, just be looking for me, boy. I'm gonna be quoting that tweet. But most definitely, I think, and whoever's at 7-2, I'm not gonna say the. Hopefully, the Bucks hit their stride. They're 8-2 in the last 10. They've won 6 in a row. And the 76ers, I like them. I just don't think that they're going to get past the second round again. If they can't do it with Embiid, they're not going to do it without Embiid. They've won their last two. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They need to make a stride if they really want to be confident going into the playoffs. Because at this point, if the Knicks stay at 4, they could probably beat the 76ers in at least 7 games. I'll give them 7. I don't think I'll give them 6, but I'll give them 7. Tobias Harris be going crazy, though, no cap. He just had like 30 on the Mavs.
Tobias Harris whack. Oh, I don't care.
Yeah, you not reckoning with Tobias Harris?
Nah, I'm rocking with Jimmy. Like Jimmy said, Tobias Harris over me. Tobias Harris over me. But
That is crazy though.
before
One team
we,
I think
oh, my bad. Go
could
ahead.
one team I think I could make it out to play in
Hmm.
besides well, they're gonna put a seventh and eighth in there. But a team that slept on low key not 76ers, the Indiana Pacers, bro.
Hmm.
Even though, bro, Halliburton had a game with 0 points the other day. I was so disappointed. And he was like over. Man, this is a stat pattern, bro. But the last four seeds, you just got the Heat, Pacers, Bulls, and Hawks. Those are going to be the play-in teams, not as of right now, but these teams are within 2 to 6 games of each other.
Hmm.
So anything can happen. I know some people have that stride at the end of the year. I know the Celtics had it last year where I think we played like four top seeds in like 4 games, and three of them were like away or something. But I
Hey,
definitely think, hmm,
I'm gonna say, before we get over, because I know we're gonna talk about like the big thing that happened in the NBA over in like the next couple points, but I wanted to bring it over into the NFL. What happened this last week, specifically what happened today, before we go like deep into the NBA even more. But Jason Kelsey, my my dog, my guy, has officially
bro,
retired from the
this
game
man
of
is so sad.
football. I'm so sad. Like what a great career, man. 13 years, six all pros. I think it was he has a bunch of Pro Bowls. I don't remember the amount. A Super Bowl ring, won the Super Bowl that he should have won. If Jonathan Gannon wasn't our defensive coordinator, he could have been a two-time Super Bowl champ. But
No, bro, it wasn't meant for y'all, bro.
man, I feel bad, man. But like, dang, man, what a I'm upset with the way he went out. But I'm not upset that he's going out now. He's had a great career, an amazing career. First ballot Hall of Famer in 5 years whenever he's eligible to the Hall of Fame. One of the best centers to ever play the game of football. In Philadelphia, we just, our team just lost a legend. You know what I'm saying? Jason Kelce retiring later this week. I won't be surprised when we finally get that official Fletcher Cox announcement that he's retiring because that's highly rumored too that he's gonna announce his retirement soon. So out of the main core, all we'll have left is Lane Johnson and Brandon Graham. And Brandon Graham, this is last year. So, our core that we've grown up on as Philadelphia fans, not you, obviously, but they're getting old, man. They're leaving the league, and it's a sad day for me. It's a sad day for all of us Philadelphia fans, you know, um, because like I said, one
It's
of
a
the
good
best
day
to
for
ever do it. Hmm.
it's a good day for me, bro.
Man, I thought you'd be
It's a
sad,
great
man.
day for me.
Thought you'd be sad because you're an O line guy. This is one of the best O
Bro,
linemen.
I am an offensive line guy. I am an offensive line guy. I'm not a Jay Reese guy.
Ah, this guy, this
I'm
guy.
not a Jay Reese. Come on now. Seeing you happy for your team and me not being happy for mine is insane, bro.
Good. You know why? You know why you
I need
can't be
my
happy
team to
for your
be on the
team?
come.
You know why you can't be happy for your team? Because Mike Evans re-signed with the Bucks, 2 years, $52 million. Not a Carolina Panther. Boo hoo! It's a tough day for you. T. Higgins got franchise tag last week. You know, so have another
Bro,
great year of Adam Thielen and DJ Chark and Jonathan Mingo.
bro, and even talk about the Panthers, bro. They literally just told Brian Burns this morning that they aren't finna continue contract talks. And I'm over here like, bro, this man Dave Canales is up to the roughest start in history,
I
bro.
heard you since you're not anywhere
And
near the contract talks, you're probably gonna franchise tag him again.
bro, the franchise tag is literally like tomorrow after a couple hours, but it's literally tomorrow at 4 p.m. That's the franchise tag deadline. So we really passed up three first round picks just to get a rental year from this man and let him walk for free. And I'm sick because he's 25 years old, shaping up to be a pretty significant signing for anyone who really signed him. But at the same time, it's going to be interesting to see how teams with cap room kind of do this because I know the cap room went up, and I promise I love Brian Burns, but we're talking about a guy who had one season with 10 sacks, and he's been in the league since 2019. I just don't know if I'd break the bank for a guy like Burns,
Hmm.
which is why I was even saying last week, I was like 27, 30 million is kind of crazy. But I mean, I know other teams probably salivating over the thought of it, bro, which is kind of what makes me sick. Bro, I'm over here seeing people put him in a Philly jersey, bro. I'm like, bro,
I don't want to pay him all that
I
money.
would literally
Uh,
cry.
I would do it.
I
I
wouldn't
would.
pay him that much either.
But you know what else going on
But
with the Panthers,
literally,
bro?
whenever something like that happens, bro, they'll literally go have such a good career somewhere else, bro.
Hmm.
Like how Baker literally revived his career after he left Carolina.
Facts. The first
He
game he
was so
plays with
bad,
another
bro.
team, bro, played great. And then now bro's getting
Literally
shopped
on
at by
Thursday
many
night prime
teams.
time.
Hey, staying on the
Bro, that's so
Panthers in your
sick.
pitiful organization, you guys are
All right,
expected
bro.
to release or trade Dante Jackson in the coming days. If a trade partner cannot be found, y'all will release him. And that's one of your most consistent corners. You know what I'm saying? JC Horn, he's a dog whenever he's
Mm,
healthy, but he's not
consistent.
healthy. But he's not healthy. Dante Jackson's there. Like Dante Jackson's always playing. You know what I'm saying? So that will
I
be.
I won't say all that, but
But how do you feel
for
about
me,
that?
honestly, he's been solid. He hasn't been on the field like a crazy amount, especially like at the end of seasons where
Hmm.
like you truly need a corner. I mean, I think he's been solid throughout his whole time. His first few years was whenever I really liked him. But then whenever I see him this year, especially whenever Stephon Gilmore came to the team, I thought we were finna be locks. But then you see Stephon Gilmore getting cooked by Antonio Brown in his last year. And then you see Dante Jackson on the other side getting cooked by Mike Evans. And it's just like every year is just getting cooked by Mike every game, bro.
And you're gonna have it for two more
Literally,
years.
I just wanted him to come to Carolina.
2 more years
Bro,
of that,
literally
bro.
2 more years of him coming to cook us. And bro, I just don't know, bro, because I just need JC Horn to stay healthy. My team makes me so mad, bro. I need a transfer portal. Who's taking me?
Hey, this
Who's
could be a
taking
good
me?
thing for you though, because look, L'Jarius Sneed just got franchise tagged officially today, but they're looking for a trade partner to trade him. So you know, you guys need a cornerback. You guys could always hit up the Chiefs,
Please. Kansas City. At them right now, bro. Kansas City, we need L'Jarius Sneed, bro. We will trade with you. We need a good corner.
bro.
Please. I beg you. I'm literally on my knees.
Hey, there's two more things that are happening in your division, bro. Like the Panthers can't catch a break because the Bucks are also closing in on a deal to bring back Antonio Winfield Jr. So another really good piece of that secondary in Tampa Bay is looking to come back. That would have been a big loss if they weren't able to retain him, but it looks like they are going to be able to retain him. And another division rival, the Atlanta Falcons, are expected to make a big push for Kirk Cousins. So that meeting, if Kirk Cousins signs with the Atlanta Falcons and he is no longer an option for the Minnesota Vikings, the Vikings are rumored, many predict that they will go after Trey Lance to bring him in the Vikings. But how do you feel about that? Kirk
That's
Cousins
not bad. I
in
saw that
Atlanta.
earlier.
Kirk Cousins in Atlanta and
Bro,
Antonio
Kirk
Winfield
Cousins in
coming back.
Atlanta would literally be so bad. They need Justin Fields, bro.
Bro,
Revive my guy Justin. I don't understand, like, especially as a new head coach, Raheem Morris. I wouldn't want a guy who's in his 30s running the team.
I
And
understand
I
why.
definitely get that. And I mean, you could have Kirk, but whenever you're gonna run a new offense, I would just bring Justin in, bro. I don't understand bringing Kirk. And like we said, I like Kirk as a quarterback. We have different opinions about him. And I don't think he's ever the reason that the Vikings really lose unless it's prime time, of course,
Mhm.
because he sucks on prime time.
Yeah.
Because it's always the defense. And the Falcons have a good defense, which means this team could succeed with Kirk Cousins. I just don't think he's the quarterback for this team. So,
I'm not saying that they should go out of sign. I also agree with you that they should go after Justin Fields. But as a new head coach, I don't blame that at all because you would want someone who's been in the league a little bit longer, who's used to those pressure moments, who doesn't always have seen the pressure moments like we've seen in prime time, like you had just said. But this guy that's pretty reliable whenever you guys need a solid guy that won't lose you games. But he can go out there, especially if you give him the weapons that they have in Atlanta. I think Kirk Cousins would make a solid quarterback for that team and lead them to win the division.
but hey, if y'all want to take Kirk Cousins, bro, go ahead, be my guest. I just need the Panthers to win those 2 games.
They lose both the games. Kirk Cousins becomes prime Tom Brady against the Carolina Panthers in the Carolina Panthers only.
Bro, bro, oh my goodness. I forget which quarterback is prime Tom Brady against us, but that's literally like Chris Middleton being prime Michael Jordan against the Celtics. It always happens. But honestly, the Panthers and the Falcons are always gonna play on prime time at least once a year. So
You'll get one
I'm
game a
excited
year.
for it.
You'll get one
We'll
game a
get
year.
one game a year.
But the last
So
thing, I know our boy Lotto out there feeling that pain because Russell Wilson was officially announced to be getting released by the Denver Broncos, and he is also a candidate that could be signed by the Atlanta Falcons because since he's getting all that money getting paid to him by the Denver Broncos since they're releasing him and they couldn't find a trade partner and he has all that dead cap. He said he was willing to sign for veteran minimum to whatever team is willing to sign him to start. So if he's starting for the Atlanta Falcons on a veteran minimum while getting all that money from
that would be fire.
bro, that'd be bad for y'all. That'd be so
That
bad for y'all.
that would be really bad for us, but for
But
Russ, I wouldn't even really care. That'd be fire.
mm-hmm. And if that happens twice a year, Lotto's on your head. Lotto's on your butt talking
Bro.
bro, that cash
Okay.
trash.
Actually, nah. Screw all that, bro. I don't need it. I
Hey,
don't
it's a
need it.
good thing that
Send Russ.
their primary focus right now is Kirk Cousins, but. I hope that deal
Good.
falls through so they get Atlanta.
Send Russ to Las Vegas, bro. Send Russ to Las Vegas.
Russ signs
They're
with the
rumored to get JJ McCarthy. You know that?
who?
The Raiders. That'd be low key tough.
We'll talk about that a little bit
Why you
later.
look
A little
like
bit
that?
later. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later. A little later. But let me go back to the NBA real quick because my glorious king, LeBron James, hit 40,000
Look
career points.
glorious.
The first player to reach that mark, obviously, because he is the NFL leader in scoring all time. And what an amazing feat by an amazing player, man. What do you have to say about that, Jay?
Yeah, bro. I watched it happen off the layup, and we seen him last year break the point record in general.
Hmm.
So I kind of just wanted to share some crazy stats that I saw today after he hit 40K. LeBron has at least scored 10 points in 1,204 straight games, the longest streak in NBA history, and the person behind that is Michael Jordan with 866. And the last time he failed to score in double figures was January 5th, 2007. I was 4 years old. Not even four. I was 3 years old at that time.
And y'all trying to sit here and tell
And,
me that LeBron's not the GOAT? Jordan ain't
bro,
doing that.
MJ better, bro.
We'll talk about that another day. I'll, I'll, I'll leave it at that. We'll talk about it another day.
But yeah, LeBron James was also the youngest and the oldest to average 30 points per game in a season. He did it at 37 and he did it at 21, which was insane to think about. Doing it for 17, 18 straight years. And he is the only player in NBA history with a 40-point game against all 30 teams. Bro did it against his hometown, against Cleveland,
Against
Akron, the king
Akron.
from Akron.
Get him
Rose
from
up.
Akron. Get him Akron. But yeah,
And
bro.
one thing that I found out that was crazy, he has more points than Magic Johnson and Larry Bird combined.
Damn.
That's crazy to think about. Yeah, bro. They have like 39,967 or something like that. It's somewhere in that area.
Bro,
But I
LeBron's the
really just
GOAT,
had
bro.
that.
LeBron's the GOAT.
Congratulations, Bron. Le glorious king. Le bald.
Bro, he has
Le
hair. What you talking
bald.
about?
Le dunk. Le layup. But yeah. Congratulations, LeBron. Crown on your head. No glazing now. But I want to get into our next topic. Caitlin Clark. On the matter of points, Caitlin Clark has the most points in NCAA history. She surpassed Pistol Pete Maravich's points record back on Sunday, a record that people said might not ever be broken. And it was whenever they played number two Ohio State. I was so sick they lost, but they were away anyway. It was Iowa's last final home game of the season, which I know is big for her because she's league bound next year. She wins her last game at home, going to the league and breaks the record. I know that was a crazy feeling for her. And she hit the pair of free throws. And once she hit the pair of free throws, she hit 3,667 points. And if you watch the video, the arena literally erupted and it was insane. And they went on to win this game. Senior day, last home game, broke the record. Did you see Jake from State Farm there and
Yeah.
Travis Scott? They done dabbed up each
Yeah,
other.
they said it was like, look, you'll never believe who Travis Scott daps up. And like I'm seeing that video. I'm like, look at that video. I'm like, who is he gonna dap up? I'm curious, bro. He turns around. And this is Jay from State Farm. I'm like, what the hell? It was
Bro,
funny.
but I feel like I would have never guessed that, but like I didn't think it was
I didn't think it
crazy,
was
you
crazy
know?
either. I was like, out of everybody, like it makes sense because Jake from State Farm was famous. I was like, dang, what the heck?
Yeah, and I know in the meantime, they're bound to be in the March Madness tournament. They were
Mhm.
number six whenever they beat Ohio State. So they're gonna be in the tournament this year. They're looking for vengeance, especially after they lost to LSU in the national championship last year. Angel Reese wants another ring, but Caitlin Clark needs her revenge, you know? And Shannon Sharp was even talking about she's the most complete offensive player the college game has ever seen. And then you can name five college hoops play. I mean, five women's players in college, or you can name five men's. And that's true because I could probably do the same thing. And the game is changing for the best, and that's necessarily what the people want. It's not like the old days where you'd be like, "Well, I don't even know who that is." Like people know who Caitlin Clark is, people know who Angel Reese is, people
Hmm.
know who Paige Buchers is. Like we know the Cavender twins, people like that. What's it called, Jaden Owens, stuff like that. So we're gonna see this girl in the league running everything.
Yeah, man.
So what are your thoughts on that?
That's a great thing, man. Women are finally getting the respect as like certified hoopers, because Caitlin Clark isn't just a great basketball player for a woman, for a girl. You feel me? For a woman, she's a great basketball player. Period, bro. She's just straight hoops, and a lot of people saying that she can go to the Detroit Pistons right now, average 20 points. Starting, I saw someone joking saying she'd go to the Wizards right now and start over Jordan Poole, which was hilarious, especially because the night he had like
No cap, bro.
28 points at the half. Cause he heard the Caitlin Clark stuff. He said let me step my game up real quick.
Okay.
But
He said I'm not gonna play around with y'all.
I'm saying, but Caitlin Clark for real, she's a certified bucket. Um, Shannon Sharp, 100%. One of the best, most complete players that the game has ever seen. College basketball has ever seen, and then I also agree with him. Like I don't know a lot of college basketball players, but the ones I do know are mainly women, right? Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, Paige, excuse me. But yeah, man, it's great to see this, especially with the women's side of basketball, because it's even in the WNBA, people discredit what they do because they're women, because they don't get as many viewers. But like you said, that game had came alive once she broke that record. This is bigger than just, men and women. This is just basketball, you know what I'm saying? It's not
Yeah.
about it's not about their gender at that point. It's about, who's a great basketball player and what people want to see. They want to see great hoops, and that's what Caitlin Clark brings to the game of basketball. So I was excited for her. I'm really proud of her. I'm proud of what she brings to the game of basketball, and I'm excited to see what she does in the WNBA next year.
I am too, and I saw some people trying to discredit it just because Pete Maravich did it in a time where there was no 3-point line, in a
Hmm.
time where freshmen couldn't be on the basketball team. Like they could be on the basketball team, but they basically had a freshman and varsity. So
Hmm.
Pete Maravich did it in 3 years, basically. And
Yeah.
people were trying to talk about it like that, but at the same time, points is points. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter how you did it, when you did it, or why you did it, but points is points. That's a insane record to break. Like I said, there was people talking about that record might not ever be broken. It's been
Hmm.
54 years since that record was made. People have came like 200 points close to it, 100 points close to it. But at that point, they go back to the league. I'm pretty sure Kelsey Plum is somewhere in there, like fourth or
Hmm.
fifth. But you have things like that, and Caitlin Clark, just an insane player. We say this every time we talk about Caitlin Clark, and it's like anytime she shoots the ball, bro, I swear it never hits the rim,
Hmm.
no matter
Straight
where she
butter.
shoots from.
Straight butter.
Straight butter every single time. And I'm really excited for it. Hopefully they go back to the championship again. This would be a crazy story for her too.
Hmm. And
Not getting
people,
her revenge this year. Maybe they play LSU in the chip again.
Caitlin Clark on hit one of these if they
So
win, hit one of these on injuries. But yeah, I understand the
no cap,
arguments
bro.
about discrediting her because like you said, it was a time when there wasn't a three ball, so it was definitely harder. And then that's no like shade to Pete, Maravich for beginning the record because that was an incredible record to get. But if it was so easy to get it, right? If you're trying to discredit Caitlin Clark for being able to beat the record, how come no one else was able to do it? Right, 54 years, and no one
Literally.
else was able to do it, and it's only a problem now because she's shooting threes and she beats the record. Like, like if it was so easy, people that have shot the ball well, ever since the 3-point line was implemented, would have surpassed the record. They got 100 points close, 200 points close. That's still not beating the record. Okay, get close, but Kayla Clark actually beat the record. She set the new all-time record. So give her props where it's deserved. Because if it was that easy for someone to beat the record with the three ball, this record would have been broken a long time ago.
Nah, for real. And Just saying on that. People will come close, but after what what Caitlin Clark do, it might last another 54 years.
Because you
So
got don't
who
forget
knows?
that March Madness right around the corner. So that point lead is just going to go up and up. That record's going to keep going up and up. So she still has plenty of games
Literally.
left before the season's over. So
Okay. Hopefully they don't lose first round.
yeah, hopefully
Which they won't, I don't
go,
think, but
go
hopefully
scoreless in the first round. Imagine.
they no cap. That'd be insane. So our next topic, we recently saw the NFL Combine the other day. It was a great day for some people and not a great day for some people. We have seen a new 40-yard dash record by Xavier Worthy. And I just want to hear your thoughts on this, Jaden. I want to hear how did his combine kind of go and what do you think about the new 40 time?
Yeah. The main thing is that boy's fast. You know what I'm saying? That boy right there, fast. Boy was
Yeah.
zooming 4.21 record, beating John Ross's record of a 4.22 in the 40-yard dash. And his draft stock just went up after that, after his performance in the combine, hopefully he's able to fall to the second round for Philadelphia to pick him up in the second round. Because going from Quez Watkins to Xavier Worthy would be an all-time upgrade, a historic upgrade like none has ever seen before. But Xavier Worthy, he was the best receiver over there at Texas last year. And bro was a stud at Texas. Not just because he was fast, he had great route running, he had great hands, he was able to attack the ball in the air, which is exactly what you want to see out of receiver. So, um, I thought that was it. Just that 40-yard dash is the cherry on top because I was obviously looking at some receivers that were looking to fall towards the second round to see if the Eagles decide to go to the draft to find that wide receiver number three, who would be picked. And I think Xavier Worthy would be a great addition. But after seeing his combine and what he was able to do there, I definitely think he's going to move up on a lot of people's draft boards before the draft starts. But what about you?
Yeah, most definitely. And setting the combine record in a hyped event like the 40-yard dash is definitely worth getting into the first round. And people, I know this stigma's dying. People are still talking about that. He's 5'11, he's 165 pounds, but that's starting not to matter anymore. We've seen guys like Devontae Smith go insane. We've seen other smaller guys go insane, and lightweight receivers are in. Even though DBs are starting to
Hmm.
get bigger, them lightweight receivers are definitely in right now. And besides the
Especially with
40,
the lightweight receivers. My bad. I was gonna say, especially with the lightweight receivers, that because they're not so big, they have amazing footwork. You know,
yeah,
so especially if you're not a guy that gets hurt a lot in college, you'll probably bring some of that same work ethic and kind of that whatever you did to stay healthy throughout the season, over to the NFL, like Devontae Smith, brought a sports science, kind of background, was able to stay healthy for a long time in 3 seasons with Philadelphia. So far, he's only missed one game. So, yeah, I'm gonna let you finish going on what you're saying. My bad for interrupting.
you're cool. But even besides his 40-yard dash, this man had a 41-inch vertical and a 10-11 broad jump. That is insane. And I'm over here thinking to myself, I'm like, this man literally just basically got himself into the first round with his performance. A plus performance
Hmm.
by Mans. And you even got guys
For
on his
sure.
team. AD Mitchell. Mans is insane. Mans has been insane. He had a 4.34 in the 40-yard dash, 39.5-inch vertical, 11.4 in the broad jump. And it's crazy because this man is 6'2", 205 pounds. You don't usually see 4.34s at 205 pounds. You'll see a 4.4, maybe
Hmm.
4.48, but not a 4.34. And I know he went to Texas. He went to Georgia before Texas, but he wasn't one of those guys coming out of high school to where like you would be like, yeah, this man is it. Like some of the other guys were. And he's always been that guy since college. He's elite. There's zero doubt about what he can do on the field. I think these Texas boys are finna go crazy this year. And AD Mitchell, he might be going in the second round. So maybe y'all pick him up, bro. Who knows?
Mhm.
But yeah,
But and we saw also, I thought, who had some great days were the O tackles. They did a really good job. You know, your boys, the men in the trenches had a really great day. Some guys like Olu Fashanu, Joe Alt,
yeah.
uh, Talise Fuaga, and Amarius Mims. You know, all
Talise went
had some pretty great.
crazy. You see that picture of
All had
Amarius
some.
Mims? There was a
Which
picture.
one? What
There was a
picture?
picture of him like watching the press conference, and
Hmm.
this man, I'm pretty sure he's 6'8", 340 pounds, and he what's it called? I'm gonna just talk about his combine for a little second. I'm gonna just rant, but he didn't pull up too crazy with his 40, but he ran under a 5'10", which was pretty good, and he could have ran faster. I think he could have ran faster. And this man at 6'8", 340 pounds, jumped a 9'3" broad jump. I was like, oh my goodness, this man is really it, bro. That's
Hmm.
unfathomable, bro. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the best jumps since like 1999, bro. And no human at all. If I was 6'8" and 340 pounds, bro, I don't even think I can move that far. That was insane. And then you got Talise Fuaga. That man, he just sounds big, bro. 6'6",
Hmm.
326 pounds. And probably out of all the tackles that I saw, he probably moves the most fluidly. I think he's definitely one of the smoother guys. And you got Joe Alt, checked all the boxes. People have been talking about him being literally a top five, top seven pick for the last 2 years since he's basically shown up and not even missed a game at Notre Dame, you know? So people knew his workouts were finna
Hmm.
be good, quality numbers all across the board. On-field performance was literally so good for him. So he's definitely going top five, I think. Whoever needs a tackle, you need Joe Alt first.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, man, for sure. You know, like I said, the O tackles, they had a really great day. So they're gonna help out some teams that really need some O-line help a lot. You know, I would think that he would like Joe Alt, like you said, top five guy. People that are in that top five situation that would need some O-linemen, probably probably like the Patriots or the Cardinals, but they're not gonna be looking at him like that just because the Cardinals are probably gonna try to get Marvin Harrison if he's available, or get a receiver to replace that void that DeAndre Hopkins has left. And then the Patriots are definitely gonna probably look for a quarterback to draft because I doubt they're gonna be looking for one in the free agency, especially with all those young guys. They're gonna be able to fall to them at the number three spot. So, but yeah, these guys will definitely help out a lot of teams down in the trenches.
yeah.
Some people that I didn't think really had a great combine. I really wasn't wowed by any of the running backs at the combine. None of the combine running backs really stood out to me. I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's just how I felt looking at a lot of the stats from the combine.
I feel like they really it's only like one guy who kind of does good every year. Like last year was Bijan, and we even had
Hmm.
I think it was that one guy from Kansas State who had a good day too. But usually in the combat we don't see too much great stuff from running backs. It's kind of like what we just see
Hmm.
on the field with them. It's always more what we see on the field instead of the combine, really. So, but the
How
guy,
do you
guy
feel about Caleb Williams, man? Caleb Williams and what he was saying at the draft and all the stuff he was doing at the draft, or not the draft, the combine.
I mean, I, I know people are gonna hate, but I
Hmm.
definitely think he's gonna do a pro day. You've seen Caleb Williams throw. We've been watching Caleb Williams since he went in for Spencer Rattler back
Hmm.
whenever, like what, 2, 3 years ago. So you know
Yeah.
how Caleb Williams plays. You're gonna see him go against on the air. You already know how he plays. He's not gonna throw whenever he's already a solidified first pick. And
Hmm.
I definitely understand I understand his side and I understand other people's side because you definitely want to see how he looks like just in the live flesh. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a pro day. He should have a pro day if he's not. But I just think, I mean, I don't have a problem with Caleb Williams and what he's doing. especially if it
Hmm.
all works out. If it doesn't work out, then it was really all for nothing, you know? And
Hmm.
there's always people that don't throw out the combine, that just throw out their pro day. But at the same time, I just think Caleb Williams, I won't say he's doing the right thing, but I won't say he's doing the wrong thing either. You know, saving yourself for stuff
Hmm.
like that whenever you already know you're gonna make so much bread. Like he could have came out of the draft last year and he didn't, and he's still the first pick this year. You know,
Hmm.
so that's my thing. How do you feel
Yeah,
about
man. Like you said, I don't really mind his not wanting to participate in any of the drills at the combine because a bunch of people don't do that. So I'm not really upset about that.
it? Yeah,
Um, and like you said about watching his film because his film speaks loud. Like that's true. Like his film does speak a lot for well, so he doesn't need to go out there and perform at the combine because we have 3 years of film to look over of him playing great astounding football at the college football level. But there's a lot of stuff like his cockiness and his kind of off the field shenanigans and what we've been hearing from the rumors reports about him like off the field it does kind of rub me the wrong way a little bit. I'm not like one of those Caleb Williams haters. It's just making me like not kind of like the way he's kind of presenting himself. Especially with the stuff about him trying to get some ownership stakes. I know that's a rumor, but him trying to get some ownership stakes. I didn't like that he didn't want to do with none of the medical reports for the whole like everybody and just did it for the teams that were interviewing him. Like I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, like, I don't think that's a big enough deal for you not to go through with it just because it's just medical records. They're gonna get it anyways. So you might as well just do it like everyone else. Like because he's the first person to ever not turn it down just and do it for special teams, you know what I'm saying? So I just like and then a lot of stuff like that just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So he's definitely gonna go number one. So like we'll obviously see how he plays once he gets that start. A lot of people calling him Bo Callahan. He's seen draft day.
yes,
Um,
bro.
I don't know if I don't think it's that bad, but I definitely kind of see where like what people are trying to say when it comes comparing him to Bo Callahan, even though he's a fictional person and a player, and Caleb Williams is like an actual real life player. But I think Caleb Williams is definitely a great player. It's just if he's gonna be able to live up to it when he gets to the league, because you see a lot of players that are great in college that never live up to it when they get to the league. So we'll kind of have to see how all this translate to once he gets to the league, and then we'll look back at all the stuff he was doing pre-draft and kind of see, maybe we should have been a little more strict with some of the stuff he was saying. Maybe we should have, done this, maybe done that. But from right now, like I see all the flaws and everything, but I still don't think anything's gonna deter him from being that number one pick for the Chicago Bears, whoever has the number one pick if they decide to trade it away.
Yeah, bro. And it's definitely going to be a learning lesson for some teams, no matter what happens. So, and I want to talk about some more guys that necessarily didn't have a good day or did have a good day. One of the guys I was really high on coming out of college didn't have that great of a day, and it is Keon Coleman. And he entered this week, plenty of first round talks, plenty of buzz of him going into the first round. And I was pretty big on him in the beginning, but after his performance, I don't even know if he's gonna go to the first round. And that's kind of just how it happens sometimes. Sometimes you just have a bad day. He ran a 4.61, second slowest of the wide receiver group. His 38-inch vertical was impressive, and his 10.7 broad was nothing to really it was okay because he's 6'3", 213 pounds. Like I said earlier, whenever AD Mitchell ran the 4.34, you see a guy who weighs 8 more pounds than him running a 4.61, you know? But I feel like everyone's gonna
Hmm.
cling on or like stay on his 40-yard dash. But I also feel like the 40-yard dash is also, how do I say this? Somewhat getting like not really, how do I say this? Obsolete, you know? And I say
Hmm.
this just because we've seen guys break the record. John Ross didn't pan out. Kalen
Hmm.
Barnes back in 2022, he didn't really pan out either. He was good in college, he really just didn't pan out. He ran a 4.22. So I guess guys like that, and I'm not even saying Xavier Worthy's not gonna pan out because he's definitely one of them guys. But at the same time, I feel
Hmm.
like the more we do it, the more like of course it's like the most hyped event. but it just might not be one of those things that like people start to rely on
Translate well.
in the end.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it might just be like all the routes you run and how you catch the ball whenever everyone's throwing it to you. You saw that one guy who, the tight end who caught it and then held it in his
Caught
hand.
it, then he got the second
Yeah,
ball. Yeah.
that was dope. That definitely rose his draft stock for sure.
Hmm.
And then I also want to talk
Or
about
maybe it declined it because bro don't know how to listen.
no, yeah, like he's not disciplined. But Lab McConkey too from Georgia. He had a good day. He ran a 4.240, I mean 4.4240 and a 4.4 also. And he has solid hands as a receiver. He's 6 foot, 185 pounds. Not on the light side, but not on the heavy side either. And from his performance, he might go like mid. He might go from early second round to mid second round. One thing I would be scared of though is if the Chiefs take him at 32, because that would be so scary. I watched the combine tape. I was impressed because he can literally run routes with the rest of them boys. Like he's just one of the guys to where like you got to be able to run routes because hate to say it, but a lot of guys don't think that he will look the part as a receiver, even though he's definitely one of them guys. But I wouldn't even be surprised if he goes first round. He's definitely that guy. But I think one last guy I have Romo Dunze, and we got to talk about height, weight. 6'3", 212 pounds. He ran a 4.45, which is good for his size. 212 pounds. You literally been talking about the 40 and the weight translation all day. But
Hmm.
it was kind of, I won't say slower for his size, but necessarily slower. And he had a 39-inch vertical, which was pretty good too. And if you've seen him jump in games, it definitely looks like he has a 30 and 39-inch vertical anyway. But I just think definitely wherever he goes, he's definitely gonna pan out. And there was some stuff about him going to the Chargers maybe, and that would be crazy for Herb. So
Hmm. And man, one guy I wanted to talk about that um stood out for me, not because like I think he's gonna go like crazy in the NFL and nothing like that. But I just want to talk about like what like it was like amazing was Joe Milton the third from Tennessee and his freaking arm, bro. Like I wasn't familiar with his game beforehand, and I just saw all the clips that it came out after the combine. And bro has a freaking cannon for an arm. Bro had the hardest throw speed out of all the quarterbacks that did any of the that participated in the draft. He threw a 62 mile per hour ball, which is
that's
fast, bro.
insane.
And you saw bro throwing those moon balls like he's Russell Wilson, and they were just had so much air underneath it on the money. So
He had a 70-yard pass,
I
correct?
yeah, it was like 73, I think, something like that. And like bro just has a crazy arm talent. I didn't watch a lot of Tennessee, so I can't tell you how his game will transition to the league or if anyone's gonna kind of take a chance on him. But I do think I'm not he's probably not going to be started this year. No matter where he goes, I doubt it. But I think he'd be a solid backup, and he's definitely gonna get drafted. I think, and we'll see some of him when it comes to the preseason wherever he ends up. So we'll see kind of how his game translates to the NFL level. But bro has a crazy arm, man.
Yeah, bro. I won't say, man, this is crazy accurate, but he can definitely throw a cannon. Because I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that ball was 73 and a half air yards, and the longest air yards
Hmm.
last year was Josh Allen with 69.3. So he threw
Woo.
he threw four more air yards than Josh Allen. That's crazy to think about. And the thing is, that pass that he
Hmm.
threw, it was perfectly thrown too. You know?
Hmm.
That was crazy to think about. Shout out Joe Milton, bro. I know his story in college wasn't
Yeah.
like too crazy, especially with Hendon Hooker starting over him at one point.
Hmm.
But he's definitely that guy. He went from Michigan to Tennessee, didn't have the best time, but people always believed in him, and that was the good thing about him. And now,
But one more thing I want to talk about is, we get all the talks about Kellen going one. We all know that Aiden Daniels or Drake May is going the second or third quarterback off the board. But who will be the fourth quarterback taken off the board? You have people out there like Michael Penix Jr., JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix. Now, I think it should be Jr. as the fourth quarterback taken off the board. A Heisman finalist. I think he was the runner-up for the Heisman Award. But a lot of people are saying JJ McCarthy. I'm not really sure about that. I saw a comparison today that he could be the next Mac Jones. And I don't know if I say all that, but I kind of see what they're talking about, because he won the chip. Didn't have to do much, but he still won the chip. But what do you think about that? Who do you think will be taken off the board after the Caleb Williams, Jaden McDaniels, and Drake May?
It pains me to say it, but I also agree with JJ McCarthy. And he just, at the time of the combine, he had his interviews. His interviews went well. I thought he looked good in
Mm-hmm.
the combine, just throwing the ball too. And apparently, I know like Michael Penix is maybe first round, but I definitely think that JJ McCarthy is going to be a surefire for first round pick. 18-minute interviews went good. He did his demeanor interaction, the quarterback drills, which made people gravitate towards him. And checked in at
Mm-hmm.
219 pounds, good size for a quarterback. And it's just one of them guys where like he just fits the stigma. Real weight, real height, and most definitely, I think he's gonna be the fourth taken off the board. And it's gonna be a decision for some teams, like maybe at like 7, 8, should they take him? Because you got Caleb Williams, Drake May, and Jaden McDaniels are probably gonna go in the first 5 picks, maybe. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
guessing I'm guessing it's gonna be JJ McCarthy. So and you said Michael Penix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's Michael Penix. I think these are kind of the guys that, if you do take them at, they're not gonna go. The first three are desperate needs at quarterback will be automatic starters wherever they go. But I definitely think someone like Michael Penix, JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix, these are the guys that need a year to develop behind another quarterback. Like we saw it in Jordan Love, and we saw it with Jalen Hurts a little bit, and but these quarterbacks that get a chance to sit behind other quarterbacks that have been in the league a while to learn a little bit, to get adjusted to they tend to do better whenever they get the chance to go ahead and go out there and start. Like Trey Lance, whenever he was playing with San Francisco, I think he played pretty well whenever he did get that opportunity when got moved up after Jimmy G.
yeah,
So I just think that these are the kind of guys that need that year to develop behind a stronger quarterback in the league. Just like Will Levis. Will Levis was expected to start. The bro got time behind Ryan Tannehill. Bro came in and bro played really well. So I
bro
just think
beat
they need that little
Carolina.
time to develop behind a quarterback. Hmm?
Bro really beat Carolina, bro. It was so sick. But I definitely can get behind that. JJ McCarthy turned 21 not too long ago. And both, I mean, you got guys like Bo Nix and Michael Penix. I'm pretty sure they are 24 years old. They've been playing for a
Yeah,
minute.
23,
And
24 by the time of the draft.
yeah, they've thrown a lot of more passes. They've shown
Hmm.
themselves and teams who and what they can be. JJ McCarthy, he shows that he still might need some development. He's 21 years old.
Hmm.
But I think that that development and the ceiling he has is pretty good for the league, especially if he goes to a good team who can develop him well. And he did well at the combine, and this
Hmm.
is why I'm saying this. But like, I also, it pains me to say that because I'm an Ohio State fan, but I won't wish no ill on him. So you feel me?
Yeah. Whoever the fourth quarterback taking off the board, there's a high chance they're going to the Giants though. So they'll be ready to start week one because they're not starting Daniel Jones again.
Yeah, but out of those quarterbacks that we're picking of, Michael Penix probably had the best combine out of all of them. He just looks smooth, bro. Like had the purple
Yeah.
Dewey on and everything, bro. Come on, he was just looking smooth.
Yeah, but the biggest knock I heard from him is that he is 23, going to be 24 by the time the next season starts. So he's already going to be way older than, not way older, but older than a lot of those guys out there. And then especially if you're trying to build young and you're already getting a 24-year-old quarterback as a rookie, that's not really ideal, especially when you get a 21-year-old rookie quarterback. So when I look at it like that, I definitely see why JJ McCarthy would be more attractive to teams that way
Yeah,
because he is younger. And that does have a lot to do traction with quarterbacks in this draft. So I guess we'll see.
yeah, bro. I feel you.
All
Hopefully,
all I know is I need a Hendon Hooker season to come next year. That's all I know.
no cap, bro. No kids out. But our next topic, we are finally in March. which means March Madness is coming up. The brackets aren't officially made. We're gonna see what the matchups are once the conference championships are over, and that's gonna be throughout March 13th through the 17th. And low key, depending on who plays in Fort Worth, Jaden, we should go to the games.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Bro, I'm down. And one thing I want to say, I'm not too happy about it, but with Gonzaga's win at St. Mary's on back on Saturday night, not only did Gonzaga prevent them from becoming just the third school along with Gonzaga and Loyola Marymount in West Coast Conference history to finish a season unbeaten record in conference play. That would have been insane. But they also secured a bid into the tournament. And I know whenever they had Drew Timmy, they were in the tournament every year. They didn't necessarily pull it out every time. They did whenever they had Jalen Suggs, but it was just sad to see. I was not rooting for Gonzaga at all, but they're still nationally ranked. Won 13 out of their last 14 games. Pretty sure their record on the road is 8-2. And they'll on that Sunday where they pick, they're gonna be there, which makes me so sick. And they're one of my last four buys, which is just the group, which is the group before the last four in, and which I think is going to be Gonzaga, FAU, Colorado State, and Virginia. And what I want to say in the first round, I don't care who plays them. Purdue is going to lose. Stamp it now. I don't care. Their second seed, Purdue is going to lose. I mean, they're not even second seed. They're third seed behind UConn. But stamp it right
Yeah.
now. Zach Edey, I don't care
In the
about.
first round?
They're losing in the round of 64. Purdue is finna lose. Stamp it. And if they don't lose in the round of 64, they're losing in the round of 32. They
Hey
always
man,
let
I'm not
they
um,
always let me down.
man, hey look, I'm not familiar with I don't watch college basketball like that, And when I do, I pretty much keep up with who's up and who's not up. So, you have some sleepers out there, like you have Marquette, you have Michigan State, Indiana State, and then you have those top three seeded guys according to the AP polls, like Houston, UConn, and like these and the sleeper teams. And like, what do you think the sleeper teams would need to be able to do well whenever they get to whenever they get once March Madness everybody makes their bracket? What do they need to upset all these teams and like win it all if they need to win it all?
I mean, it's really just about playing defense. And I know that sounds so like cliche. I know that sounds like so simple, but with playing defense, I've seen helped with everybody in March Madness. I didn't seen my team up 20 points and losing the national championship because Kansas came back out and full court pressed us all game in the second half. We were up by like 20 points and lost that game. I was so sick. But it's literally just about playing defense, making sure you get open shots. You've seen teams do it before. I was there whenever Loyola Chicago beat Tennessee. I was there whenever they had those 3 game winners against all those teams, bro. It was crazy to see. People would have thought they lost first round. They just had a good team, made their open shots, and played defense against some of the best guys in the country. So it's
Hmm.
mainly just about playing defense, and that's with every sport too. It's mainly just about playing defense. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Defense is a very important thing you need to do when you're playing these, especially when you're playing against these top teams. Going along with defense, you guys got to crash the boards, right? Rebounding is the most important thing that you guys can do. That will make or break a team, right? You guys could play great offense, right? Do whatever you guys need to do. But if you guys are on defense and you guys keep letting the other team, opposing team, get those offensive boards and they beat you on the boards at the end of the night, they get like 40 some boards over your 20 some boards. That team is gonna win more 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
So most important thing is you guys need to be able to crash the boards and play that great defense to stop the opposing team.
Yeah, bro. But for the foremost, I one team I think has looked scary, especially over the last 2 weeks, is Tennessee. They're ranked at 4 right now, and they've won their last six, 7-3 on the road, 14-1 at home, 23-6 overall. This is a team that I'm scared of. I don't really think I'd be afraid of anyone else. I mean, Houston, you got UConn at your top 2 seeds. Purdue, I don't care about. Arizona, Caleb Love, I miss you, bro. Why didn't you just stay with North Carolina? I really don't understand why he really didn't stay. But I'm gonna still go with North Carolina winning the whole thing. I got my guy RJ Davis. He's finna carry us to the chip, bro.
Hey, that that's what's up. I don't got a team right now, but I'll let you know right now that my bracket will be done after week one, after the first set of games. They'll be,
Hey, bro. Whenever they drop that bracket, we're gonna post it on the socials. See who has the better bracket,
bro. Let's not do that because everybody's gonna roast me for mine. They're
bro.
like, do you even watch college hoops?
Bro,
No,
no matter what, everyone's bracket's gonna be cooked.
no cap.
People be like, it'll literally be a give me game, and then a team will lose, bro. It's so bad.
What are the odds? What are the odds? I pick all random teams and my bracket becomes 100%.
That would be
Uh,
insane. That
that
would
would
be
be
so
insane.
insane. And you'd probably, bro, you'd be posted on like ESPN and stuff like that. Bro, you would have to post yourself. You'd be like, oh my God. You know?
Ah, I'm gonna make a fake bracket at the end.
Be like, no way. Even though even though ESPN's gonna post zero perfect brackets left with like on the
Yeah,
second day.
like y'all liars. But now we gonna post it when we make our brackets. We're gonna post it on our socials, so you'll know. You know what I'm saying? Once I get that perfect record. But yeah, man. Got anything else to say, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna wrap up the episode. If you aren't following on our socials, it's J Tendencies Pod on all plats. Go ahead, follow those if you want to see more of us, see our predictions for stuff, see our top five picks, our let's say March Madness brackets whenever they drop. So we're
Mhm.
excited for it. We hope you are too, and hopefully y'all make some brackets with us. Have us see y'all's brackets. So I'm excited for it. What you gotta say, Jay?
Yeah, man. It's gonna be a crazy couple weeks. We're a crazy couple months in sports. Like we said, we got March Madness coming up. We got the NFL, NBA season coming close to the end. So in the in a few next month or so, the season will end. We'll see if your play teams in the playoffs. If they're not in the playoffs, we'll see if they're in the play-in. And then next month we'll get the NFL draft. So it's gonna be a crazy couple months. Free agency, like you said, starting tomorrow. So they were posting free agency is going to be starting up. So you never know what's going to happen. What we could be talking about next week could be absolutely insane, man. So just don't forget to tune in, guys.
Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
I'll see you guys.